As I was growing up, my mom, Sunny, never missed the opportunity to remind me of her life's mantra: keep it simple, stupid. Throughout my life, I've had lots of different feelings about this simple phrase. First, I just thought she was calling me stupid. I was a sensitive kid. Then, as I got a little older, I understood the bliss of simplicity. Why complicate something if it could just be simple? Now that I'm a mom, I've edited the phrase a little bit. I wanted to care for my younger self, and maybe for my daughter too. Now I say, keep it simple, silly. I was a sensitive kid, and I'm a sensitive adult. Today, I hope I can share with you a little bit more about this sensitive kid turned sensitive adult that is me. I think you'll appreciate my story because, in my experience, you and I are a lot more alike than you might think. We were both kids once. Okay, so I'm assuming this is true. But if you somehow poofed into existence a fully formed adult, I am sorry. Similarly, we had to figure out what we liked and didn't like in our journey to adulthood, which for most of us led to a few mistakes and stumbles along the way. And of course, I think you'll agree, we both signed up for public speaking to get us somewhere in life. Hi, my name's Renee Danelle Reed, and I'm qualified to speak about myself because I've lived full 32 years in my body, and I've had a first-hand experience. This means I'm about as primary as a source as you could get. Today, I want to give you a little bit of insight into who I am and how I got here. First, I was a very sad kid who became an emotionally healthy adult, and it was a painful journey to get here. Second, I found myself through food, not just eating food, but passionately pouring myself into feeding others. Last, I took my struggle and my passion and found a way to give back to kids right now, not only as a mom, but as an advocate for all kids. So let's get started with how this very sad kid became an emotionally healthy adult. Sure, most kids struggle between 12 and 14, but I found myself extremely depressed as I entered the 7th grade at Teffrey Middle School. I had just left the sheltered bubble that was Eastside Christian School, and was dropped into a public school at the height of prepubescent insecurity. I was a fish, completely and totally out of water. I was seeing peers go through things, do things, and talk about things that were so disturbing to my fragile little mind that I couldn't cope. I spent the next 2 years hiding in my choir room and the following 2 decades trying to regain my sense of security in the world. Now that you know about the sad kid that I was in middle school, let's move on to how I found myself through food. Again, not just eating food, but passionately pouring myself into feeding others. My teen years were, let's say, dark. So as soon as I graduated from Fullerton Union High School, I was out of there. Goodbye, SoCal, hello, NorCal. I got into UC Santa Cruz, barely, and moved my butt up there with a car full of Target totes and on a mission to separate myself from what had come before. Now that lasted all of 5 seconds. I had no clue why I was there, and I wasn't going to figure it out skipping class and going to drum circles all night in the forest. So I dropped out and got a job. I moved to Oakland pretty quickly after deciding that college wasn't the right fit for me at the moment, and started working in a grease trap diner called, wait for it, Greasebox. I know, let that sink in. Yeah, you heard it right, a tiny gross restaurant on the border of Berkeley and Oakland that served hip, gluten-free diner food from a dirty shack on a cement island. But this place gave me an opportunity that changed my life. I started to cook there, and from that tiny dark kitchen, I met incredible people who showed me the city, expanded my world, and taught me all there was to know about creating fabulous food. By the time I decided to step away from food in 2021, I had a deeper appreciation for myself, my capacity, and the human interaction of eating together. Now that you know about me as a sad kid and my decision to leave college to make beautiful food, I want to share how I took my struggle and my passion and found a way to give back to kids right now. Not only as a mom, but as an advocate for all kids. I found that the community I walked away with was 10 times more valuable than the list of accomplishments I could have had working as a chef in San Francisco. I realized that community was kind of the foundation to feeling okay when things weren't all that good. As a sad kid in middle school, I think I could have used a community to help hold some of the big feelings that I was holding. Now, as a fully developed adult human, all I want in life is to be able to give that support to kids holding big struggles right now. That's why I'm here taking a public speaking course, despite the warnings of my cringe monster. I'm going to take my journey and use it to become a better mom to my 2-year-old daughter, Charlie, but also to show up for kids holding more than their fair share of weight. My next move is to finish a master's degree in social work and advocate for kids as a middle school counselor. It's a kind of full circle for me. I hope that from my experiences, you learned that being a sad kid and having to reform my entire worldview at 12 years old was a really big trauma for me. But finding passion in creating community and delicious food allowed me to heal from feeling alone and disconnected. And with this huge lesson in creating my own happiness, I found that I could be a shoulder to bear some of the burdens so many kids are trying to hold all by themselves. So this is a reminder for you. Keep it simple, silly. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. But if you can find some people to lean on, you might just find that you have a little more of you to share.